Hello comrades and welcome to Prague Summarized. This is the series that discusses everything that happened within 5 years. This time we're gonna discuss everything that happened between year 26 and year 30. Starting off with year 26, we finally unlocked the flats prefab over here. This is one of the best flats prefab because it has a quality of flats of 94%. Yes, there are flats that are better than this, namely this flats prefab that has 96%. However, one single flat prefab is equal to 3 of the other ones. This one has 145 workers, whilst the other one has 87 workers. 87 times 3 is way more than the 145 workers. So that's why we opted to actually go for the smaller ones instead of the bigger ones. Well, that was about the city. What about the industry? Well, we did plan out and started constructing the clothing factories, the warehouses, basically everything that we're gonna need in order to survive on our own food production and almost everything related to grain. Only the chemicals are not here. And also, we did plan out railroads that will go until here together with a train distribution office, which will target to get all of the food, meat and stuff from here distributed to our cities whenever they are needed. The entire Republic will not survive only on one single thing from here. Well, maybe meat and clothing will be sufficient. However, for food, we're gonna need to make multiple ones of these, which will be later down the line, not right now. Apart from industry planning, that was kind of all about year 26. Let's move to year 27 and see what we've done over there. Now, when it comes to year 27, what we've done right off the bat was to move all of our construction train sets from Badgerville directly to Tecuci. This was done on purpose because the distance is quite huge. Moreover, I do sort of regret not making a track going through here and then up to here in order to build the tracks around here a bit faster. We did implement two sets of non-blocking T-intersections over here, and all of them consume each bridge is composed of 4 or 3 parts, and each individual bridge, basically this or this, consumes up to 100 tons of steel. Later down the line, this will be problematic. However, for now, it's not that bad. Moreover, we did manage to build quite a lot of buildings around here, and we still have some to go. Of course, this one needs a lot of gravel in order to be completed, and not only that one, but the others do too. This will be a problem for later down the line, especially due to the fact that we started constructing the plumbing, and this one really needs 2,348 tons of gravel. We're gonna see in the next year how that impacts us, but for now everything was chill and not that problematic. Moreover, we did plan out new buildings around here because we are still having citizens without their own flats, and more citizens to the bus platform, the better. We did try over here to see if it's possible to have the footpath pass through the Kiev Independence Monument. However, that was not the case. Sadly, we needed to create another branch connecting directly the bus platform. Currently, the bus platform only reaches half of our buildings. Once it's built, we're gonna see that it reaches these buildings too. Apart from this, let's see what else. We did start researching the medical university with different things around here, and we're gonna continue researching along the years. And also we did plan the electrical wires coming directly from the priority switch over here. We're gonna see that high priority will be to the city, whilst the medium priority will be to the factory. This is to assure that Tecuci will never run out of electricity after the factory will run out. So even if we're gonna have something wrong with the power around here, Tecuci will be unaffected, whilst the industry around here will stop or work at a lower capacity. This is to make sure that our citizens' satisfaction is up on par. No electricity equals citizens will drop in happiness. As we can see, happiness dropped this year from 80% down to 71%, because we are also playing with money because of the steel needs. And I think that's kind of all related to year 27. Not that much of a thing of an improvement. Let's move on to year 28. Let's now start discussing about year 28. What happened extra is that we got multiple buildings over here and still got citizens without their own flat. This is because we do have 2 orphanages in Badgerville, one over here and another one, a smaller one somewhere around here. Let me see where it is. There we go, this one. Basically, this one keeps getting us citizens quite fast, and that's quite good from my point of view. And apart from this, you're gonna notice on the screen a lot of vehicles with repair problems. Basically, what's happening is that wear and tear is low because we did forget to build in Tecuci a vehicle repair station. Now, this vehicle repair station at the beginning did not have power, and I've placed it nearby the bus end station. This bus end station, we were using it to provide heating to our citizens. Now, what happened is that these vehicles here were selected the ones from the bus end station. So be very careful when you're building such thing, and make sure that you are providing the necessary resources as soon as possible, so you won't get into problems with the bus end station here. You can watch the video for it. It should be titled something like "We forgot the repair station" or stuff like that, to see it in action and to see exactly what I'm referring to. Apart from this, we did research a little bit more over here. We did build more of the plumbing systems, both for sewage and for water, going to the food factory. Now, for water, it's a little bit more interesting because I opted to create a totally separate water treatment plant. Basically, we got this water treatment plant for Tecuci, and we have another water treatment plant in our food factory over here. This was important because the food factory itself and the alcohol use quite a lot of water, and you don't want to wake up with this industry consuming all of the precious water for your city. Therefore, we did split them into 2 with absolutely no problems. Apart from this, more citizens, repair station, and the bad thing, 0 gravel. Basically, you notice that in year 27, I stated that this one needed 2000 plus gravel. Boy, it was hell to get gravel over there. I do regret not building the gravel industry, but at the same time I'm quite happy I did not, because the normal gravel industry, the early start DLC one, as you can see, it doesn't have any factory connections. The other one, the modern one, whenever it's unlocked, which will be in year 29, has factory connections. So there wasn't no need for me to create the gravel industry. However, what I could have done, and I did do it in the end, was to grab more wagons that can transport gravel, so we can get more gravel from the customs house to our location over there. As discussed, I think in year 27, we did start producing our own wagons. We got covered hools and we got dumpers. If I did not discuss and I omitted this, well, now's the time to see it. Basically, I did create a new rail line over here to transport all of the covered wagons to use for our food industry. And I also started producing wagons that can transport gravel just because I did notice we were lacking gravel. Apart from this, that's kind of all. Yeah, we did start building the bridges here. As I mentioned, steel is crazy at the moment. We're gonna need a shit ton of steel to finish all of this. Let's move to year 29 and see what happened around there. When it comes to year 29, we almost finished all of the necessary bridges in order to have proper trains going to our industry over here. Well, there was also a hiccup. Basically, our republic was losing quite a lot of money because all of these intersections, as I mentioned, were costing somewhere around 200 steel. And that was quite a bad thing. We did manage to play around with the distribution office in Badgerville to disable steel and electronics, the most expensive things that we can buy from the border in order to survive, because even if we were importing steel and electronics, the vehicles here, the vehicle production line, was not being able to keep up with the amount of demand for steel in order to cover up our losses. However, we did survive by playing around, doing a lot of shenanigans, making sure that we don't import electronics and alcohol for a period of time and other stuff in order to make sure that everything is alright around here. We did, I think, build multiple more housing here and a secondary courthouse, because we did notice that the courthouse in Badgerville was getting overloaded. Basically, we had almost 100% expired prosecutions last year. Apart from this, we did add a fourth city hotel here, and we did create a small heat exchanger finally, because the distance of the heating from the heating plant to the last hotel was too huge, so we needed to fix that. We fixed it, it's pretty okay, and the heat exchanger here was still running around 70% capacity, so we can add a fifth hotel over here with absolutely no problems. We're gonna see later down the line how that will look like. Why it was working with only one single heating plant, it's because we are not in Siberia. If we were in Siberia, I would have put two small heating plants to handle it. Apart from this, we did manage to finally build the sewage pipe over here together with the water pipe up to here, and we are provisioning water both to our fabric factory and to our water treatment plant here. Theoretically, yes, I kinda did a mistake over here. I don't have any water tower, and the water will be a maximum of 30 cubic meters in storage. Hopefully that won't bite me in the ass later down the line, since the water treatment plant here will only handle the food factory and the water consumed by the entire industry here. Well, apart from this, we are connecting now the electrical wires, and we were almost ready to kickstart the food industry, which will happen in year 30. I do think that we did some extra researches over here, although I do think that we also maybe forgot about it. Apart from this, gravel is good, coal is finally good, so after building the sewage pipes, we did not have any more problems around here. With that said, I guess it's actually time to go to year 30 and see how that looks like. Pay close attention over here how many wagons we have together with what we're constructing here. We're still going for gravel wagons, but we should be able to start getting more covered wagons. As you can see, we already have some covered wagons over here at the train distribution office. And yeah, I guess that's all about year 29. See you guys in year 30. Let's now start discussing about year 30. In year 30 we managed to finally start importing crops directly to our food factory over here. The food factory, we called it Comtech for now. And we did manage to start all of the buildings. They are finally working with absolutely no problems. The only problem that we have actually is the amount of crops. Basically, we do have the distribution office over here working overtime, delivering meats, delivering cloves and selling them to the border. This was a batch of cloves that we managed to sell to the border. This is chemicals that is incoming. These are crops and these are alcohol that is getting delivered to Badgerville. Basically, causing Chad, this one is the Badgerville distribution office. Now, this is quite good since we can produce everything from here and make sure that the area over here we can turn it off soon in the following years. Might be able to turn it off, we won't know for sure, we're gonna see. I do have other plans for this area which we're gonna discuss later down the line. However, for now I did allow one more thing in here. As you can see, for the, let's see, where is it? There we go. So for the distribution office in Tech Distrib, we do allow food to be imported from the customs house again, and we have set a custom value of 30%. Similar for Parco Dracul and similar for the Badgerville distribution office. Let's see where it is, over here. Basically everything was set to 30%. Now this is as a backup. In Comtech here, everything we've set it up as 60%. So if we look over here, Tech Distrib has 60%, Badgerville's cargo train station has 60%, and Parco Dracul has 70%. This is done on purpose because I want to make sure that all of the food gets firstly imported from Comtech, and in case shenanigans happen and we are not able to produce enough food at Comtech, we are still having the option of getting food from Radotin with absolutely no problems. Let's see, apart from this, more researches around here. We're running out of researches, and we also researched, I think, in here all of the needed things that were unlocked in 1959. So basically I think it was the modern industry, right? Yes, in 58 was the modern industry. We did research that and we finally have access to the modern industry. If you remember what I said in years 27 or 28 related to gravel, this one, the modern industry gravel processing, gravel quarry, has two belts in order to have our aggregates being delivered from here to a separate storage. Now this is perfect for us since we can build one of these somewhere around here later down the years. In regards to year 30, we also discovered some problems when checking out in the second half of the year. Namely, the slaughterhouse over here was not being reached from the bus station. This was because the pathing, the foot pathing that we had before, was not being able to be reached. Let's just check it from the bus station to have a cleaner view. As you can see, this pathing here, it's not dotted, so it wasn't being able to get here. Luckily for us, we managed to construct another underground footpath starting from this pedestrian underpass, and we did manage to get to the slaughterhouse with any problems. About these slaughterhouses, I did create two livestock farms over here together with a medium distribution office that gets all of the livestock and delivers it to the livestock haul range. This was important for us to do it like this and not united over here, because I wanted to make sure we have the meat storage close to the train station. And not even this configuration is the proper one, because I wanted to make sure that this cargo train station here has access to alcohol, food, clothes, fabric, and meat. But that is not happening, sadly. So this means that the distribution office from here will send two separate trains, one for meat, one for food and the rest. And that's not quite good. I want to make sure that all of the resources can be picked up from here with a single train and then delivered to our cities. Maybe later down the line we're gonna create another distribution office which takes the meat from here and delivers it to another meat storage somewhere around here. Now that we have access to a bigger meat storage, that shouldn't be a problem. Let's see, maybe it will fit somewhere around here, or still go with a small meat storage just like this, just to have it connected to this cargo train station. And in regards to year 30, since it's the last year, let's also check the amount of money we have consumed versus the amount of money we did export. Well, when it comes to import of resources, we already have 10 million. Last time it was 6 million in the previous Prague Summarized, and if we're gonna check inside, we're gonna see that steel is still on the first place. But if we're gonna combine food and meat, we're gonna get somewhere around 2.4 million or so, and it's awfully close to steel. So in the next Prague Summarized, we should see a little less consumption when it comes to import of resources. Then, if we're gonna go for export of resources, yet again, it's only clothes, nothing more. Then, if we're gonna go for vehicles exported, we can see somewhere around here, where was it? Vehicles exported, there we go, 6 millions in profits from only vehicles. And spending for by Soviet tourists were already at 3 million. So that's how it looks like right now. We're gonna see in the next one how it will be like. Stay tuned for that one. And yeah, in short, that's how it was. It took a very long time to create this area over here, and a very long time to create the piping, because the only river that we have around here is this one in the middle. And yes, we could have just created one simple, I don't know, pooped lake somewhere around here to handle all our sewage. But I really didn't want to create such thing, and yeah, that's why it took so long. Does it make sense that we did not have a gravel area around here? Maybe yes, maybe no. I still strongly believe yes, because it really didn't matter that we needed to import a lot of gravel from the border around here, because in the end the goal was to get the food factory up and running. It took us way too long time, not only because it's far away from the border, but also because we had other things in mind to build and upgrade the city too. And I guess that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Thank you for my channel members over here, and stay tuned for the next Prague Samurai series or the next episode. I'll link them here once I've done creating them and uploading them. Until next time, I'm the Honey Badger, and I'm out.